Yeah, since we last met, the presidential candidate has changed from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris. Now,
Hmm.
I could mixed feelings
Wait,
about
wait.
that.
Spoilers. Spoilers. People may not have heard.
Oh yeah, I would hope that most people are in the know at this point, but if not, that's well, actually, she's not. I mean, she's no more the nominee than any of us are at this point, but she's the prospective nominee, so to speak.
Yes, she's got the delicate delegates, the delicate delegates delegated, which
And
is to
they're
say they've promised that they'll back her. But
and they're throwing
details.
money at her, throwing lots of money at her. It's been kind of
Oh
crazy.
yes.
I'm not exactly thrilled, but
I'm over the fucking moon. Anybody else want to weigh in? I think it's great.
I'm
I agree.
here. Let me reiterate. Okay, I am not thrilled that our two party system has made me have to choose between the well, I mean, obviously between the sex offender, right? The absolute monster, and then someone in just a cop with a questionable history.
Yeah, it's an adult game of cops and robbers. We're
Mm-hmm.
back on the damn playground. But
And I mean, to put it in perspective, though, I mean, Kamala Harris is 1,000 times better than Donald Trump, right? But
I'd argue that she's better than Biden.
And a state's prosecutor isn't a cop.
well, the DA, I consider that it's all cops. Yeah, everybody in that branch.
Every DA that I've interacted with thinks the cops work for them. It's
Yeah,
not technically true, but details.
judicial branch is cops. But regardless, we could have a lot worse prospects, and the prospects are a lot better than they were before. Kamala does seem pretty progressive on a lot of things, and I imagine she's going to staff her cabinet with some pretty progressive people, right? I mean, we can hope, but
One would hope so.
things
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously for us here at Transpositions, there's a lot of issues regarding gender bills and legislation, bathroom bills, things like that, sports. Places like Oklahoma, yeah, where you can't even a trans person can't even go to the bathroom in Oklahoma, in any public bathroom, unless they want to use the.
Oh, Kamala introduces herself and uses pronouns. It makes it clear.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a good thing. I mean, kind of a tiny good thing. But here's the thing about Harris and the opposition. What's the opposition going for? She laughs funny.
Yeah,
Let's see. She laughs funny.
She's too confident, but she's also too demure.
Confident, and I mean, it's a whole range. Oh yes, she's a DEI hire.
she's
That's
both
that's
she's
a big
both
one.
an overzealous prosecutor and an ineffective prosecutor at once.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're going after these superficial things, like they do. They find this is going to be the focus, I think, of my piece. I'm sure we're going to get around to Melon Husk here in a few seconds, but they could be going after some of the stuff in her prosecutorial career that's actually worthy of criticism, and I criticize it. It's like making prisoners go fight forest fires, but the problem is they kind of think that's a good idea. So they don't do that. They go after the trivial shit because that's all they've got.
And
It really demonstrates how weak their position
They were
is.
going for don't fight for old Sleepy Joe. He stumbles and he falls, and now they have to deal with a confident, self-assured, ambitious woman who is absolutely driven to beat the assholes. So I think it's a good trade.
And this
I mean,
here,
it's like she's custom made for going after, a felon and sex criminal. Like, if you need to knock down a crook, you bring in a district attorney.
Yeah. So here's the little short clip that they were trying to use to say, "Oh, could you imagine this?" Yes, this is based.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Of course, that's all Breitbart samples, but context
Yeah.
is key. Like, it's good that she does that. However, you could tell
They were
you don't
wearing.
even have to be told, because you can tell the fact there's a sign language interpreter. That particular meeting was with a group of disabled representatives and advocates. Like, yeah, she's going to extra lengths to describe and be accessible and put everything out there for the people who don't have the sense perception to detect the things themselves. It's not like she does that every time.
Why are they mad? It's not tan because she's wearing the blue suit. And then really, I think she said about the blue suit because they're wearing masks, making sure that everybody knew who was talking at that moment as well. Because conferences at tables are not a thing that happen a lot anymore because everybody's remote these days. Mm-hmm. But to present yourself with your pronouns, there's nothing. I don't see a problem with that. I think it's really weird people to get their claws hooked into that. It doesn't. And I think we should normalize to some extent leading with your pronouns when you meet somebody. But that's just my personal perspective on it, right? That's just my humble opinion.
It's a small symbol of allyship, but it's nice to see because, I mean, if it were only trans people who use pronouns, then using pronouns automatically outs you as a trans person. So we need the allies to do it too, to make it normal.
Yeah. If we're all doing it, and if it's something that's just part of our culture moving forward, that's great, right? Which it should be. I mean, that's the kind of culture I want to be a part of, anyhow. To where everybody gets to identify themselves instead of trying to have other people push them all into whatever box they feel is best fit for us.
And I've spoken a bit about boxes in my own coming out tale, and this is one of the things that really gets me charged up for Kamala, is that, she had a slogan all picked out and whatnot, but then it just got shoved aside in that conference she had in Wisconsin, where she ran through the whole thing. It was an epic speech, talking about how she has the experience for how to deal with somebody who's defrauded people, who's committed crimes, who is a sexual predator, and so forth. And then she scales it up to the whole movement, not just Trump, but all of MAGA. And then she says, we are not going back. And that's where I'm with her. Because we are not going back in the fucking box.
Right.
And
and she's in a position to do it. Biden wasn't. She's in a position to make that a theme of the campaign. So,
yeah, because Joe was from back then too, right? But
not just that, but in his demeanor, his behavior, his performance, looks matter. I mean, a lot of people said that Richard Nixon won the Kennedy-Nixon debates, the ones that listened on the radio, and the people that watched it on television, they were absolutely certain that Jack Kennedy crushed it.
Yeah, because Jack Kennedy's good looking.
And it's only gotten worse since TV was a new thing. Yes, I am that old. It's only gotten worse since then, because everybody's got, everybody is expecting a certain amount of pizzazz and presentation and this and that and the other thing. And if you can't deliver it, nobody's going to watch. It's eyeballs on screen, asses in seats.
Remember when you used to have to smack your TV on the side to get it to the signal to come in better? Could you do that with the president? we got to make it until January, regardless. So,
There's a non-zero chance that if the election gets decided, Joe may just say, "Fuck it, I'm going on vacation. Kamala's got it from here."
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's unlikely, but it's not a zero probability.
I imagine he's probably had a lot of weight taken off of his shoulders as far as what he's supposed to focus on right now, because running a campaign and running the country at the same time can be a little difficult.
That's the other thing. 2 full-time
For-
jobs when
for
you're 82
81,
is not
yeah.
exactly the easiest thing.
Yeah, when does he turn 82? He was turning 82 before the election, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.